He's fucked. Oh, he's going in. He's going in.
Yeah, see, what do you need me for?
He's
Get him!
doing fine, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's doing fine. He
If
just
you
wants.
got great axe, you're chilling.
All right, you gotta save him. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He
No,
fought it,
just
dude.
no. Let him go down and then kill it and then save him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's gonna do
this
it.
is a test of will right here for him. He's doing it. He can do it.
Doing it.
He's sweating.
He's kiting, he's kiting. Nice shot.
Dude, just hit him.
Oh,
What is
no.
he
He's
doing?
Dude,
Why does he have a bow? Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
this
with
wolf's
the
gonna
bow.
get him. Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to another video. Today's video, we've got a big patch, man. Big New World patch, biggest patch to date since launch. This is going to be a long read through. I'm going to fly through everything just so we can highlight everything in here. And so let's just get into it. So we've got Into the Void. So today, November 18th, 2021. Features include the Void Gauntlet, new enemies, balance, and bug fixes. All right, we like that. Manipulate the powers of the Void to support your allies and debilitate your enemies with the magical damage / support hybrid weapon. It's the first weapon to scale on both intelligence and focus, making it a great pairing with the life staff and other magical weapons. Adventurers will be able to progress through 2 weapon mastery trees, allowing the players to manipulate void magic in different ways. The Annihilation tree focuses on maximizing damage at close range and revolves around Void Blade, a summoned blade of corrosive void energy. The Decay tree offers ranged healing and debuffs and revolves around Orb of Decay, a dual-phase projectile that can debuff enemies and heal allies. With its arsenal of buffs and debuffs, the Void Gauntlet is perfect for groups combat and can significantly bolster your allies at the expense of your enemies. This is kind of a cool picture. I might have to save that. All right, new enemies. The Varangian Knights. The Varangian Knights. Varangians. The Varangians are a force of invading knights currently raiding southeastern Eternum. They are led by Lord Commander Atalus, a ghoul with a reputation for brutality and a twisted sense of humor. Commander Atalus and the Varangians, I'm done saying that word, the V's, are vassals to a powerful warlord named Varric the Hammer. They have been sent to southeastern Eternum in search of magical artifacts and arcane lore left behind by the Crimson Sorcerer. Their goal is to secure magical weapons that will help their lord in his conquest. The V's are fiercely competitive and will vie with one another to curry favor with Lord Commander Atalus. Why these fearsome warriors have arrived in question is a question to all. Face off against multiple new enemies, include the V's Hewer, V's Scout, the V's Knight, and V's Archers. As in, what? As you ascertain what they are chasing in Eternum. I don't think I've ever actually seen that word spelled out before. World experience. World. Added starter zone visual variety and improvements. Updated visuals have been added to the starting areas. Corruption and withered visuals have been amplified in farms and points of interest, POIs. Ezra's Forge has been updated and moved from Amreen's Temple to Southwest Windsward. Run faster on roads. While running on roads, you will now receive a movement bonus. Movement bonus speed of 10% while traveling on roads. The move speed bonus will not trigger unless the player has been running for 3 seconds and they are on the road. The movement bonus will be canceled if a player engages in combat in any way such as dodging, blocking, attacking, or being hit with a debuff. Okay. The move speed bonus is not active while player is actively engaged in wars, outposts, rush, or duels. Well, that's good. Added a 10% luck bonus and a 30% gathering luck bonus to players flagged for PvP. Interesting. Notable bug fixes. Fixed issue with various AI stuck in cliffs or boulders. Fixed issues with boss gating and triggering in expeditions where some doors would show as closed but would be open instead. Fixed several issues in expeditions that allow players to attack enemies without getting hit or heal teammates without being in an encounter. Various enemy vitals, names, and versions have been updated and fixed. Fixed various issues with missing or incorrect world collision and navigation mesh. Alrighty. Now we have quests. New PvP faction missions added. Control points. Seize control of a fort. I really like this. This is what I've been asking for. It's just more reason to actually like fight at the fort. Not only doing the PvP missions, but the fort battles, I'm all in. Intercept. Defeat enemy faction members and collect their tiers. War camp loot. Retrieve hidden plans at the enemy's war camp. That's pretty cool, like little like operative little quest. I like that. We've updated several quests in the main storyline to improve the player's experience with more compelling dynamics, including wave encounters, destructible objects, and proximity tracking nodes. We've updated several quests, so they didn't add any quests, did they? As a result of these changes, players may find their progress reset for some main storyline quests. Wow. The quests Old Stone Remembers and New Initiative Old Order have undergone more extensive reconstructing, and players who were on these quests will need to return to Giannis in Fisherman's Bend to re-accept the quests. Alright. Updated the location of one of the Survivalist Wolf Den quests in First Light to reduce the amount of travel. The encounter design has also been updated to a wave event in all 3 starter zones. Notable bug fixes. Starting zone faction missions have been updated so early players will not be given missions to hunt sheep. Nice. Faction rank 2 quests are now offered at level 20, but are still recommended for levels 25 plus for level 25 plus players. Return to Innkeep. Quests now reward the proper amount of Azoth. Nice. Map pins were updated for hunt missions in Elder's Gate to be more accurate. 2 elite faction and assassination missions in Brightwood target elite enemies that only spawn at night. We've updated the quest text to specify this requirement. Various text fixes for typos, moving of quest locations, and reinforcement of story. Revised naming conventions for town projects to better distinguish them from faction missions. That's nice. Fixed expedition loot PvE faction missions with the Garden of Genesis. Fixed expedition loot PvE faction mission within the Garden of Genesis. So there must have been a bug where you couldn't complete that faction mission, I guess. Fixed a mismatch in the text requirement and actual requirements for the to be a Grandmaster fishing quest. Fixed an issue with PvP spy missions not being completed in non-sealed zones. Added a voiceover fixes for multiple NPCs. Fixed various issues causing NPCs to not complete their animations. Fixed various issues causing incorrect loot tags to display. World tech. Notable bug fixes. Fixed issues causing certain AI to spawn more frequently than intended. Good. Maybe I can do my quest in Reekwater to get my second Lazorb. Fixed various issues that could occur when interacting with the journal entries scattered across the world. Fixed issue with the town project board failing to refresh. PvP experience bonus will no longer apply when in an expedition. Combat and AI. Alright, so we got combat consumables. Fixed a bug that allowed the well-fed buff to stack from different tiers and types of food. The most recent instance of the buff will now replace any previous versions. Thank God. Fixed a bug that prevented weapon coating items from being consumed properly when used. Gotcha. Gear perks. Increased scaling of leeching perks on rings and weapons from a range of 0.5 to 1.5 damage converted to health to hit on a range of 1 to 5. This is going to be huge. This is going to be like necessary when you're crafting a ring or you want a weapon. You're going to almost need leeching on everything because that's just going to be huge in PvP. 5%, that's a lot. And as they stack, a lot of health back. Increase the efficiency of the Freedom, Vigor, and Invigorate debuff reduction perks from range of 3 to 5% based on gear score to range from 3 to 8. Decrease the cooldown of the Keen Speed perk, which grants haste on critical hits, from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, and increased haste duration from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Increased the poisoning, bloodletting, burning, crippling, enfeebling, and infected effects during effect duration on ring perks from a range of 3 to 7 to a range of 5 to 15. Fixed a bug that allowed chain elemental perks to damage invulnerable characters. Fixed a bug that allowed chain elemental perks to strike down or dead targets. Fixed a bug that allowed corrupted Bane perk to scale higher than the other Bane perks. Fixed a bug that caused chain elemental perks to trigger from the initial impact of the Gravity Axe, Gravity Well skill. Fixed a bugs that caused the Hardy perk was incorrectly giving a bonus to strike damage. Nice. Equip load. Increase the healing bonus of the light equip load from 20 to 30. Increase the healing bonus for medium equip load from 10 to 15. The way the healing is still broken in this game, I just still wouldn't see why you'd go to light. Because you're just doing so much healing in heavy armor anyway. They need to make it where you do less healing in heavy. More. Whatever. Navigation updates. Jumping and traversal are now disabled when navigation is disabled, such would hit with a root effect. So you can't jump out of grab and like ice wall anymore, supposedly. Updated the vault camera to smooth out the motion. Updated jump in place to allow translation while in air. Fixed various animation bugs alongside a variety of issues to smooth out general navigation. Oh boy. Fixed an issue where attacking while sliding could cause a player to get stuck in an unnatural slide animation. Jumping could cancel area of effect, aiming on some abilities. Fix an issue where traversing with an auto run had a slight movement pause. Fix an issue where player animation appeared to stutter when the transition to sprint finishes. Yeah, this happened to me all the time. It's super annoying. Fix an issue where the sprinting jump noticeably slowed the player when landing. Yeah, that's annoying. Fix an issue where the shield could fail to sheath properly after queuing certain actions. Fix an issue where weapon swapping while gathering could cause the players to not have the correct weapons equipped or perform attack animations properly. Fix an issue where players could become unresponsive if they blocked while running and trying to crouch. Fix an issue where drinking a consumable while performing a gathering action would break the player's consuming animation. I guess people were really sweating to like gather and harvest stuff, and they were animation canceling their harvesting. Fix an issue where the camera moved along with crouching/prone actions if player used those buttons while harvesting or skinning. Fix an issue where spamming prone could get weapons sheath out of sync. Fix an issue where player movement issue when attempting to place a camp while midair. Fix an issue allowing players to bypass collision when taking weapons out while prone. Okay, fix an issue allowing players to bypass collision when taking weapons out while prone. Oh, okay, never mind. Something else. Fix an issue where animations could stutter when running after executing multiple attacks with certain weapons. Yeah, that was super annoying. Fix an issue where the player was able to clip through outcropping collision by using certain abilities while prone. Fix an issue where players rotated incorrectly when entering a sprint from moving backward and sprinting from shield rush. Fix an issue where an auto run would not stop while attempting to place a camp. Fix an issue where players could use strength to scale unarmed attacks after prone and jump spam. What the? Fix an issue where players would sometimes become unable to execute heavy attacks out of the prone position when a magic weapon was equipped. All right. Now we have duels. Fix an exploit by preventing gathering while in duels so players can no longer duel to avoid durability damage while gathering. That's pretty sweaty. Attribute threshold bonus. Reduce the damage reduction provided by the 250 constitution bonus from 80% to 60%. So they're nerfing tanks. Okay. Fixed a bug that caused the 250 constitution bonus cooldown to trigger on a blocked hit. That's good. Fixed a bug that was preventing players from dodge canceling out of attacks during an ability's recovery window when the 250 strength bonus. It's a pretty big bug. Dodge. Fixed an issue causing two-handed melee and magic staff dodge rolls to have a smaller invulnerability window than the other weapon types. Fixed an inconsistent canceling timing between dodges of different weapon types. That's good. Fixed a bug which could cause a backwards dodge to result in a small teleport. Fixed an issue that caused players to not take damage from an AoE if they dodged into the affected area. Fixed an issue that caused players to not take damage from AoE if they dodged into. That's good. All right, war. Structures are now immune to buffs and debuffs that logically wouldn't affect the siege weapon and destroyable structures. That doesn't make any sense. Structures are now immune to buffs and debuffs that logically wouldn't affect the siege weapon. So, I mean, logically, you wouldn't be shooting fire out of a stick in your hand. All right. Disabled player collision on inferno traps due to players occasionally getting stuck on them. Made it so player can't deal damage to other players with weapon abilities through fort gates and war camp gates. Oh, this is good. So I can throw like AoE outside my gate to get them off the gate. That's actually a really good change. Like if they're camping like your war camp kind of thing. Give you a chance to get out. Let's see, Outpost Rush. Reduce the power of Battle Bread from 15 damage and defense to 5% damage and defense. That's really good. Reduce the damage reduction on the Baroness buff from 25% to 15%. That's really good. Reduce the damage and defense on the Commander Tent. Okay, good. Yeah, because this just makes Outpost just like so... Just everyone's a tank, man. It's super annoying. Notable bug fixes. Backstab. Fixed a bug that could cause backstab to trigger when attacking players from the fort. On block, fixed a bug that caused some weapon mastery passives that state they trigger on block to trigger against unblockable attacks. Cooldown timers. Fixed an issue where various passives and perk cooldown timers were being removed when swapping weapons or unequipped gear. That's good. Weapons. Oh man, this is going to be a lot of changes on the weapons. So let's dive in. Here we go. Warhammer. Our goal with some of the changes below is to make the power of Juggernaut weapon mastery tree stand out a bit more from the Crowd Crusher tree and funnel some of the power of Shockwave's Rend to the Armor Breaker's Rend. Armor Breaker. Lasting trauma. Increased Rend effective from 15 to 20%. Opening act. Increased bonus damage from 15% to 25%. Adjusted Armor Breaker's hitbox to make it easier to hit enemies on inclines or that would have been knocked down. Mighty Gavel. Increased damage scaling from 160 to 170. Reduced the cooldown from 22 to 20 seconds. Justice for All. Increased damage scaling from 200% to 220%. Wrecking Ball. Increased damage from 120 to 130%. Safety measures. Increased Fortify buff duration from 4 to 7 seconds. Great, more Fortify. Clear Out. Swing Away. Fixed an issue where this upgrade was less efficient when striking multiple targets. Shockwave. Sundering Shockwave item perk. Reduced the maximum rend effectiveness from 20 to 10. That's pretty good. Path of Destiny. Leeching Path of Destiny. Fixed a bug that prevented this perk from working when the stimulated reduction modifier was equipped. Passives. Exhausted attacks. Increased stamina regen penalty applied by exhausted debuff from 15 to 20. Oh boy, Life Staff. Here we go. The purpose of the Life Staff adjustments are to move some of the healing power into the light and medium equip loads while reducing some of the power of the tanky healing builds. We also want to make it easier to properly target and heal the correct group members. Reduced base healing by 20% across the board to account for the increase in healing from equip load. Target adjustments. Normalized all targeted healing spells and target lock-on to have a max range of 25 meters. Added out-of-range target healing functionality. Group UI will change color when the target is out of range. Interesting. If the target moves out of range, excuse me. If the target moves out of range, the spell will cancel instead of casting target on yourself. That's really good. Trying to cast a targeted heal on an out-of-range target will display a target is out of range notification. Fix an issue where targeted heals activated by using the ability key would not perform a direct heal on the intended target. Sacred Ground. Fix an issue where the Life Staff Sacred Ground VFX and tooltip stated it lasted longer than the actual duration. Reduced the effectiveness of the Sacred Ground Fortify perk from between 3 to 15 to 3 to 10. It's still going to be like, you're still going to need this perk. Like, that's still going to be a must. Reduced Holy Ground stamina and mana regens from 100% to 50%. Fixed an issue that allowed the healing from this skill to be stacked from multiple sources if they were using different ability upgrades. Splash of Light. Increased the efficiency of Life Staff's Splash of Light ability from 40% to 60%. Increased the efficiency of Splash of Light's shared recovery upgrade from 3% to 5%. Orb of Protection. Fixed an issue where the shared protection effect was being refreshed by the healing applied by Protector's Blessing. Mending Protection item perk. This perk's functionality has been changed. Instead of triggering if the target does not have any active buffs, it now triggers if the target healed by Orb of Protection is under 50% health. Light's Embrace. Increase the efficiency of Light's Embrace. Connection upgrade from 1 to 2%. That's good. Should be able to just... Light's Embrace is so good, and I think they need to make it better than Orb. Or at least get it in contention with Orb for PvP. Passives, Blessed, item perk. Reduced healing bonus effectiveness from a range of 10% to 30% to a range of 5 to 20. Still going to be necessary for all healers no matter what. Hatchet, we wanted to buff the throwing axe tree to make it more useful, buff the infected throw ability to make it more viable as an anti-healing ability, and improve the buffering for heavy attacks to make them more consistent to use. We also worked to resolve issues that resulted in missed hits. General, fix an issue where aimed throw could be used to cancel basic attacks at any time. Fix an issue causing heavy attacks not buffer properly, resulting in some attack transitions not functioning. Fix an issue causing players homed in on a target that players would be moved to a spot far enough away from the target that the hits could miss due to the hitbox sizes being a bit smaller than the distance the player would be from the target. Berserk. Fix an issue where activating Berserk would consume the Relentless Fury and accumulated power and power buffs. Feral Rush. Fix an issue where Feral Rush can be triggered without cooldown in settlements. Raging Torrent. Fix an issue where the some attacks could miss. Yeah, that's not good. Infected Throw. Increased disease and weakness duration from 5 to 10. Mortal Power. Increased bonus duration on low health targets from 8 to 15. Aerial Transmission. Increased the duration of the AoE cloud from 3 seconds to 6 seconds. Rendering Throw. Reduced cooldown from 15 to 8 seconds. Defy Death. Fix an issue where the Defy Death ultimate cooldown timer was removed when a player died. Great Axe. Reap. Fix an issue with the Great Axe Reap incorrectly triggering a breakout dodge. Gravity Well. Fix an issue causing the Gravity Well's slow effect to not always be removed if a player was able to get out of the affected area, resulting in an affecting last of up to 2 seconds longer than intended. Fix an issue where the Gravity Well tooltip wasn't listing the melee damage caused by the ability if Gravity Well is used in close proximity to a target. Whirlwind. Added Grit to Whirlwind. Fortifying Whirlwind item perk. Fixed an issue where this perk applied too many stacks of Fortify. Passives. Heavy Pull. Fixed an issue where heavy attacks had incorrect hitboxes when the passive was equipped. The Gravity passive no longer increases the duration of all pulls. We updated the ability to now apply Root for 0.25 seconds to targets hit by a pull. Great Axe is getting a great change, man. Bow. Bow primary attack. Fix an issue that allowed consecutive primary attacks to be fired faster than intended. Updated descriptions for rain of arrows, poison shot, and splinter shot to indicate that they cannot headshot. Fix an issue with several bow abilities not benefiting from increased damage from higher tier arrows. Evade shot. Go the distance. This upgrade now applies haste at the end of the ability rather than at the start, so that the buff duration is not partially lost during the skill animation. That's a really good quality of life change. Poison shot. Reduce cooldown of poison shot from 35 to 30. Fix an issue that could cause... It had a 30-second cooldown. I never used bow, but holy moly, that's a long cooldown for something. Fix an issue that could cause poison shot to go on cooldown without the ability being fired. Rapid shot. Reduce cooldown from 20 seconds to 14 seconds. Rapid accuracy. Fix an issue where this upgrade would not reduce the cooldown if the last arrow of rapid shot killed the enemy. Rain of arrows. Rain of arrows no longer hits enemies through doors. Passives. Fixed an issue where hip firing with the bow was triggering the heightened precision passive from the Musket ability tree. What? Sword. Our main goal of the Sword and Shield updates were to make the Leaping Strike ability feel better and to improve the buffering for heavy attacks to make them more consistent. Fix an issue where basic attack buffers and cancels weren't working properly during the sword heavy attack. Fix an issue where the fully charged sword heavy attack had different timings than the regular heavy attack. Shield rush. Improved rush. Increased weaken duration from 4 to 10 seconds. That's really good. Leaping strike. Reduce the cooldown from 25 to 18 seconds. Increased damage scaling from 135 to 150%. Sped up the recovery after using leaping strike to make it easier to transition into other attacks. Cowardly punishment. Updated the description to include the slow percentage value. All right, Fire Staff. We updated the Fire Staff to reduce some of the effectiveness of standard attacks due to how powerful they felt in comparison to certain abilities, and updated some abilities to feel more impactful. Pillar of Fire. Increased damage scaling from 134 to 170%. Fixed an issue where Pillar of Fire targets the caster when activating using the ability key. Fixed an issue where the Pillar of Fire failed to trigger Rune of Helios when activated using the ability key. Fixed an issue that caused Pillar of Fire to hit twice against targets near the edge of the effect radius. Meteor Shower. Fixed an issue where the Rune of Helios triggered on targeting Meteor Shower rather than on casting it. That's really good. Fireball. Added additional clarity that the Fireball ability is not able to crit. Previously, it would show the crit damage color, but not actually deal increased damage. It will no longer show orange damage numbers, and an additional tooltip was added. From what I've seen, this actually isn't going to be fixed. It's still going to crit because it's bugged in a way that I don't think they realize. Check out the Moreland TV. He does a lot of the bug testing. I've seen him talk about this, but this isn't fixed. So just a heads up. Flamethrower. Increased damage scaling from 34% to 50%. Passives. Clear casting. Reduced damage bonus from 10% to 5%. Clear mind. Reduced empower effectiveness from 10% to 5%. Rune of Helios. Reduced damage bonus from 30 to 25. Wow. Prophet of Fire God. Reduced crit damage bonus from 20% to 15%. Spell Slinger. Reduced the crit chance bonus from 15 to 10. Fixed an issue where crit chance was increased for standard attacks and not just abilities. Pyromania. Reduced damage bonus from 20 to 15%. Kindle. Fix an issue causing Kindle to increase buff duration by the incorrect amount. Reheat. Reduce the time without activating an ability to trigger reheat from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. Updated the Singe and Watch It Burn passive to mix up the functionality. Singe went from inflicting burn on critical hits to triggering burn on light attacks. Watch It Burn now inflicts burn on critical hits and from ability. Spear. Our goal was to buff and adjust some of the lesser used abilities to make a wider selection of abilities feel viable. Adjusted the distance the players moved towards the target when doing a heavy attack. The heavy attack was pulling the user too close, previously resulting in the Deadly Reach passive not being able to trigger consistently. Sweep. Coup de grace. Increased damage scaling from 125 to 150. This attack is now flagged as heavy, allowing it to trigger heavy-related passives. Skewer. Increased bleed damage from 10% to 20%. Perforate. Increased damage scaling from 70% to 80%. Fixed a bug which caused the passive continuous motion to not reduce the cooldown of Perforate. Cyclone. Increased damage scaling from 110 to 130%. Vault Kick. Fixed an issue where Vault Kick's cooldown began 1 frame before the hitbox would appear. This resulted in the ability going on cooldown if the attack was interrupted early, even if it didn't hit. Ice Gauntlet. Our goal with the Ice Gauntlet was to tone down the effectiveness of some of the maxed out combination of abilities while still maintaining their individual usefulness. Heavy Attack. Increased heavy attack startup and recovery time to make it consistent with other magical weapons. Heavy Attack's timing. Fixed an issue where Ice Gauntlet movement while attacking was faster than other magical weapons. But that was a good thing about it, was that the strafe speed was so good. You know? I kind of liked that. I don't think that was an issue in my. Fixed an issue where basic attacks on the Ice Gauntlet could sometimes shoot through an enemy without dealing damage if they were too close. That explains a lot. Ice Storm. Increased time between damage ticks from 0.25 to 0.33 seconds. Fixed an issue where the Ice Storm did no damage if the player had the Unending Thaw item perk. Fixed an issue where Ice Storm didn't do damage to enemies immune to slow. Fixed an issue where Ice Storm stopped if the caster swapped to their other active weapon. That's really good. Ice Spike. Fixed an issue where the Ice Spike displayed a cast timer despite being cast instantly. Wind Chill. Increased damage scaling per tick from 16 to 20. Ice Shower. Increased cooldown from 20 to 30. Entombed players can no longer be healed. Reduced health of the tomb to 50% of players' max health. Reduced damage of breakout burst attacks from 168% to 70%. They are nerfing Entombed. Fix an issue where invulnerability on Entombed could be removed while the tomb was still active. Fix an issue that allowed players to move while Entombed after dying. I mean, that's just kind of fun. Ice Pylon. Increased pylon health by 20%. Added a max lifetime of 45 seconds to the Ice Pylon. Fixed an issue where Ice Pylon could consume mana but wouldn't activate on slopes, terrain, or off a ledge. Fixed an issue that allowed players to place multiple Ice Pylons at a time by dying and being revived. Fixed an issue with the Ice Pylon targeting neutral players or AI enemies during a 1v1 duel. Passives. Ultimate Chill. Reduced Ultimate Chill's bonus damage from 35 to 25%. Fixed an issue where Ultimate Chill ability would not apply to enemies in some cases. Updated Ultimate Chill tooltip wording to better clarify its functionality. Critical Frost. Reduced critical change bonus from 20% to 15%. Energized Critical. Reduced critical damage bonus from 15% to 10%. Heavy Freeze. Added a 5-second cooldown to the freeze effect. Fixed an issue that allowed enemies with this passive to root players standing in their own Ice Storm. Fix an issue where the Iced Refresh item perk could activate on both downing and killing a player. Now it triggers only on downing. Rapier. Fix an issue where Tondo, Flourish, and Fletch had their cooldown begin 1 frame before the hitbox would appear. This resulted in the abilities going on cooldown if the attack was interrupted early, even if it did not hit. Flurry. Improved the homing of Flurry to fix an issue where subsequent attacks would frequently miss or be hard to hit. Overwhelm. Fix an issue where the upgrade was incorrectly applying stamina damage instead of just block damage. Tondo. Reduce cooldown from 11 to 6 seconds, and again fix an issue that causes upgrade to only function on blocking targets. Riposte. Cooldown reduced from 20 to 12. This is huge. This is gonna be like one of the best abilities in the game, honestly. This is gonna be crazy for the Rapier users. It's awesome. Base stun duration increased from 1.2 to 2 seconds. Lasting consequence, stun duration increased from 2 to 2.5. Passives, momentum, increased bonus damage from 25 to 30. Swiftness, fix an issue where this passive was granting haste from bleed damage ticks instead of actual weapon hits. Alright, last weapon for the fixes is the Musket. Similar to the balance updates of other weapons, our goal was to buff and adjust some of the lesser used abilities to make a wider selection of abilities feel viable. Increased musket base damage by 2.5. Oh boy. Fix an issue where the musket could not be reloaded after dodge rolling when triggering auto run. Fix an issue where reloading would not automatically resume after an interruption when the player was aiming. Fix an issue where musket overcharged shots were not being consumed while hip firing when crouched. Traps. Traps can no longer be triggered by players in death's door. Sticky bomb. Increased damage from 175 to 235. Stopping power reduced its cooldown from 18 to 15. Power shot. Reduced cooldown from 15 to 12. Shooter stance. Reduced cooldown from 20 to 18. Players can now exit shooter stance by pressing sprint. Oh, that's really nice. The ability key, dodge, etc., or releasing right mouse. Oh, that's so nice. That getting out of shooter stance was like one of the things. Critical reload. Fix an issue that causes passive to function inconsistently. So that's it for the weapon changes. So now we have some AI, general AI changes. New AI enemies, new lost enemies, Withered Swarmmancer, Withered Beetle, Lost Shaman, Lost Alligator Pet, Ancient Guardian, Skeleton Mage, ooh. Corrupted Villager updates. This strong corrupted laborer has put down his pickaxe and picked up some weights, now looking larger than ever. Villagers have had their attacks set, reviewed, and reworked to better differentiate them. Ooh. All right. Bug fixes and AI tuning. So just general bug fixes and AI tuning. Fix an issue where AI could sometimes get pushed to invalid areas, causing them to die. Fix an issue that caused health potions to generate threat. Wow. Fix an issue that caused AI to become unresponsive if a large quantity of players were nearby. Fix an issue that could cause some objects spawned by bosses to not always despawn when intended. Added hit volumes at the feet of all brute enemies to ensure attacks from players more consistently register. That's a really good change. Elite affixes. Fix an issue causing slow area drops by the slimy modifier to fall through multi-floor buildings. Fix an issue causing phalanx and slow aura to sometimes attach an enemy's feet and move erratically. Fix an issue causing slicer to hit much larger than intended. A larger area than intended. Corrupted breaches. Fix an issue where breaches could suddenly disappear mid-fight. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause enemies to not despawn after a breach was completed. Outpost rust. Post-rush. Fix an issue that could cause bears to attack the wrong gate if both gates were upgraded to tier 3. What the? Invasion. Made them easier. Oh, wait. Fix an issue that allowed players to body block the Spriggan. Oh, great. So now it's going to be even harder. Reduce the damage of the Invasion Spriggan by 20% across the board. Thank God. Reduce the damage the Invasion Spriggan deals to structures by 50%. Maybe we can beat invasions now, folks. Ancient Guardian. The Ancient Mage. So this is one of the new ones. The Ancient Mage is no longer immune to stuns. Oh, wait. Maybe this isn't the new one. The Ancient... Maybe it's an old one. The Ancient Mage is no longer immune to stuns. Reduce the damage of the Ancient Mage close range blast away spell. Fix an issue preventing some Ancient Guardian AI from properly retreating. Fix an issue causing some Ancient Guardian AI to strafe indefinitely. Angry Earth. Dryad Archers. Dryad Archers' leaping spread shot should now more consistently hit the player. Great. Dryad Prowler. Fix an issue that made Prowler T-pose when hit by some attacks. Corrupted. Corrupted Acolyte. Fix an issue causing corrupted acolytes to be immune to crowd control effects. Dynasty Trainee. Fix an issue that caused the Dynasty Trainee to not deal damage. Corrupted Commander. Fix an issue that could cause the commander to repeatedly do his dash attack. Jonas the Corrupted. Reduce the model size of Jonas the Corrupted. Reduce the self-healing on Jonas so he has more manageable encounter for a single player. Dynasty Summoner. Fix an issue making the Dynasty Summoner heal for significantly more health than intended during his retreat. Corrupted Villagers. Fix an issue that allowed corrupted villagers to chase players forever. That's not good. Void Destroyer. Fix an issue allowing the Void Destroyer's laser to shoot players through the fort's walls. Lost Porter. Fix an issue that caused Lost Porters to be unable to correctly retreat. Drowned Sailors. Fix an issue that allowed Sword and Shield Drowned to block while using combo attacks. Fix an issue that could cause Drowned Mariners to get stuck on geometry. Pistolier. Fix an issue where the Pistolier would use melee attacks to attack out of range targets. The Pistolier would now better use its ranged attacks. Withered. Fix an issue preventing withered enemies from killing players in Death's Door. Fix an issue that could cause the withered grunt to get its head stuck in a fence. Brutes. Fix an issue with height of brute characters that allow them to get stuck in doorways. Fix an issue causing the pirate Brute's cannon to get stuck to his hand if staggered while in a cannon attack. Wildlife. Boars. Fix an issue that would cause boars to behave erratically if a player shot a projectile near them. Fix an issue causing boars to instantly turn rather than smoothly turning while walking. Fix an issue with the hit volumes on large boars so they could be hit more consistently by attacks. Alligators. Fix an issue where alligators could Alligators. Fix an issue where alligators could get stuck trying to attack players who are above them. Elk. Fix an issue where elk could get stuck in doorways or inside buildings. Peacocks. Fix an issue where peacock kills were counting as turkey kills. Bears. Fix an issue where the left and right reaction for bears was reversed. Also, if they're going to do this, then make peacocks drop something else. Or like rarer items from turkeys. I don't know. Bears. Fix an issue where the left and right reaction for bears was reversed. Reduced visible reaction hits on bears when staggered. Fix an issue that could cause bears to get stuck in trees. Cats. Disabled cats' ability to look at and track the player with their head when stunned. Wolf. Tuned the lunge attack on some wolves to have a smaller homing angle and to give players a more consistent window of time to dodge the attack. Tone down the player reaction wolf attacks so that players are now pushed more smoothly instead of snapping to a new location. Stanley. Resolve the behavioral issue sometimes allowing Stanley to get stuck running in place. Poor Stanley. Expeditions. Amrine Excavation. Simon Gray. Adjusted Simon's affixes to always be the same static effects between each spawn. Fix an issue causing him to not pause summoning minions after all of his minions are killed. Foreman Nakashima. Adjusted Nakashima's affixes to always be the same static effects between each spawn. The Depths. Archdeacon Azemilia. Fix an issue allowing his hounds to be repeatedly killed for experience and loot. Fix an issue causing hounds to not play proper spawn animations. Fix an issue where Azemilia would try to attack players outside of his arena. Fix an issue where the teleporters could be left on after a team wipe. Fix an issue causing the teleport VFX to not apply to the player. Fix an issue causing his obelisk to not show beam VFX. Fix an issue that allowed the corrupted carapace over Captain Thorpe's teleporter to be damaged by enemies. Fix an issue that made Scary Sheev Acolyte enemies immune to all crowd control debuffs. Dynasty Shipyard. Commander Chen. Tightened up Commander Chen's damage volume so that he deals more consistent damage in the expected locations. Isabella's Pets. Fix an issue where Isabella wouldn't look at the player she was targeting with her pistol shot. Yeah, that was super annoying. Fix an issue where the death of Isabella's tigers could empower the AI outside of the area. Fix an issue causing Isabella to only deal strike damage. Empress. Fix an issue causing the Dragon Breath spell to kill players in Death's Door. Fix an issue causing Pearl Pedestals to continue casting even after death. Fix an issue causing Pearl Pedestal's hitbox to be too high. Yeah. Adjusting timing on Dragon Dive so that it is less likely to hit players before the visual appears. Fix an issue causing Corrupted Blast to be difficult to block players for players who are very close, such as Group's Tank. Fix an issue causing the Empress to be vulnerable to damage during specific animations while in Phase 2. Garden of Genesis. Alluvium Marl. Fix an issue causing his minions to be level 57 instead of 66. Fix an issue causing Alluvium's dive attack to sometimes deal no damage. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause players to become stuck in Alluvium Marl's root arena wall. Blighted Greenskeeper. Fix an issue preventing the small poison pools from dealing proper damage. Reduce damage of Siren Scream by 15%. Lazarus Instrumentality. Celia. Fix an issue where Celia's staff phase would last too long, causing the conduits to become out of sync with her arcane might stacks. Chardis. Fixed a rare issue that allowed Chardis Beam to continue after all players were dead. Slightly increased the damage volume size in Chardis armpits for more consistent hits. Fixed an issue that prevented Chardis from taking bonus damage from the Ancient Bane perk. Fixed an issue that prevented the Ice Gauntlets and Tomb from being damaged by Chardis' laser. Oh. Fixed an issue that allowed Chardis to be damaged by throwing hatchets from outside of his arena. Fixed several issues that prevented Chardis and his Lazarus orders from being damaged by players' abilities. Arena Bosses. Avarice. Fixed an issue that allowed Avarice's minions to drop loot. Banes. Reduced the model size of Banes. Alright, so here we have another really big section, economy, progression, and loot. So we'll fly right through this. Faction change cooldowns have been reduced to 60 days, down from 120. So if you guys are looking to switch, now you might be able to, because the cooldown basically got cut in half. Repair kit weight has been reduced from 2.0 to 0.1. We felt 2.0 was too heavy, and 0.1 is not very heavy at all. It should be easy to keep a few at the ready in your back pocket. Added the item Chunk of Consecrated Iron to the top rank of the faction shop for all factions. Chunk of Consecrated Iron are used to craft the Resilient perk for armor items. Nice. That's actually a really good change. I like that. Economy. All trading posts have been linked. Both the listing tax and purchase tax will be paid to the territory where the buy or sell order was listed. Items listed in sell orders that expire are returned to the settlement from which they were posted. It is no longer possible to place items on the trading post for 28 days. The maximum is now 14 days. Reduced durability lost from PvP death by 10%. Nice. Reduce the quantity of honey gained from apiaries by 50%. And the amount of milk from cows by 65%. Honey trees are unaffected by this change. We made this change because the volume of milk and honey in the world is higher than our initial estimates. Bees and cows are happy about this change. Housing taxes are now due every 7 days instead of every 5 days. No change to cost, so players will gain 2 days of housing time without an increase to their tax. Yeah, that makes literally a million times more sense, especially for the casual player, who every time they log in every couple days, they always owe their tax. People that play 2 or 3 times a week, that's stupid. 7 days is much better. Progression. Reduced territory standing gains from cooking as they were a bit more generous when compared to a similar effect put into other crafting trade skills. Updated a Harpless Homestead Town project to now require one mission instead of one mission item instead of 5. Increase the XP requirements for progressing crafting trade skills. Oh boy, once players unlock a new tier of recipes, an example, iron over steel, the XP requirement to continue progressing by just crafting things at the previous tier will be significantly diminished. However, it should take the same amount of effort to progress the crafting skill if you craft items in the higher tier you are capable of crafting. Trade skills. Potion crafting update. We felt that some of the higher tier core Alright, so we have trade skills. Potion crafting update. We felt that some of the higher tier core potions, particularly health potions and mana potions, were a little too difficult to craft. So we updated the recipes to craft these items and introduced a new alchemical component to do so. I'm exhausted, man. Alkahest. Alkahest is crafted by distilling the magical herbs found throughout Eternum and serves as a reliable and potent base for potions going forward. So maybe no more Azeroth water, I guess? Interesting. Rare resources from gathering nodes. Thanks to reports in the forums, we found a probability issue with rare resources from tier 2, 3, 4 gathering nodes and resolved it. Thanks to everyone who contributed to making New World better with your reports. The short version is we had a couple of probabilities that were multiplying each other, resulting in a near zero chance of some already rare items dropping. This combined with an issue that could make it next to impossible for an item to drop if your luck values were too high. Not exactly how luck should work. Which translated into a luck sweet spot that you had to be in and even have a chance, that near zero chance at getting a drop. With this fix, things like Fey Iron, Void Metal, Phase Fiber, and Petrified Wood should now have an appropriate chance to drop after you reach a certain trade skill level. This chance can be increased by eating the appropriate trade skill when gathering. That's like the food buff. Trade skill food also enables the possibility for these drops before you would ordinarily be able to receive them based on your trade skill level alone, albeit at a very rare rate. Fishing. Opening fishing missions now require 3 wood lice bait. Cool. Loot rewards. Added several new named items as special drops from named knights found in the world. Knights that are quest targets don't have special drops. Added a new style of weapons that drop from the knight's enemy's type. Rook's defense tower shield now has a tower shield appearance instead of a kite shield appearance. Added a set of weapons designed by the participants of the Battle of New World event. These weapons are tier 5 and capable of being legendary if they tier score of 600. Notable bug fixes. Players can no longer create buy orders for items that cannot exist. Fix an issue that was causing bread and cheese bait being craftable at kitchens. Players can no longer post sell orders when their storage is full. Wow. Players can no longer post sell orders when their storage is full? That's... I guess, man. I don't know. Fix an issue that was causing boars and alligators to grant more skinning XP than intended. Fix an issue that could cause players to come across bags of discarded items not belonging to them and couldn't be correctly interacted with. Fix an issue that prevented town project mission items from resetting the mission state when dropped. Fix an issue that was causing quick left mouse button taps when reeling in a fish to cause the reeling to happen automatically, which could make it very difficult to control the line tension. Fix an issue that was causing higher tier common items to drop from certain low level enemies. Fix an issue that was causing small and large star metal and orichalcum veins to give the opposite amount of ore when. Fix an issue with a syndicate armor piece that was causing it to have a much higher gear score and by extension level requirement than it should. Please note the fix will affect existing instances of that item. Interesting. Fixed an issue that was causing gold and platinum ingots to require a smelter 1 tier higher than they should. Fixed an issue that was causing some named crafted items to present as legendary but craft as epic. Now they should appropriate preset as epic. Fixed an issue that was allowing fire staves to be crafted with unrefined woods. Added new craft mods to the game to account for a small number of perks that could roll on item but were unable to be assigned to crafting. So like a resilient mod, stuff like that. I mean, the resilient mods being added to the faction vendor. There are a lot of different mods I've just never seen. Fixed an issue where some craft mods were dropping in game but were unable to be traded on the trading post. Similarly, the trading post listed some craft mods that were deprecated and not dropping. These have also been removed as listable on the trading post. We removed some deprecated and non-functional craft mods from drop lists. If you are in possession of one of these items, it has been changed to a different functional item. Whoa. Okay, I'm not going to read these. If you really want to look at these, I'll leave them up on the screen here for just a moment. You can pause the video, but I'm not going to go on. I'm getting tired of reading these. You know, they're changing up some of the mods. So if you want to look through that, go through it. Go ahead and pause. I'm not going to read all of these. But here we're going to go to UX, UI, and social. Streamer mode updates. Players can now individually block company invites, group invites, friend invites, coin transfer, trade requests, tool requests, and chat direct messages. Using the full do not disturb will turn off all incoming notifications. Added notifications to the sending player to let them know their invites or requests are blocking when sending to a player actively using streamer mode. Salvage and repair. Added a tooltip on damaged gear explaining how to repair. Added the damaged gear indicator to the inventory screen when a player has damaged gear. Added a tutorial pop-up to better explain repair parts. Highlighted repair all and repair buttons to make them clearer. All right, last section, notable bugs. How many notable bug sections are there? We now prevent players from locking in player-to-player trades that would result in inventory overflow. Players near the coin cap are prevented from doing trades that would cause one player to exceed the cap and therefore lose coin. Added a quest icon and highlight animations to crafting items that required for quests. Fixed a bug that caused titles to be reset after each game update. Added proper icons to a number of items that were missing icons in the trading post. Leaving a group during a war caused you to leave the war without warning. Players can no longer leave groups during war, but they can leave the war after confirming they want to do so. Fixed a bug where sometimes the tier of crafting and refining stations shown on the map flyout were wrong. Added a confirmation prompt when attempting to take all from the storage shed to avoid annoying accidental misclicks. We now show an icon to member of your own faction when they are flagged. This should help players determine if they have nearby reinforcements or sufficient number of PvP engagement. Upcoming war and invasion tooltips on the map will now remain closed and not reappear when you open the map if you've closed the notification until the next war or invasion. Thank you. If foreign language strings are missing, it will no longer show debug strings. It will show the English text instead of better context. Thank you for your support. We'll see you in a tournament. It's time to vanquish some V-Knights. All right, that is it for the patch notes. My goodness, those were long. My voice hurts. My throat hurts from reading that. Oh my gosh. So if you guys like the video and you guys want me to keep reading the patch notes when they come out, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in